Hey guys, welcome back again to Selenium with Java session 24. In this video, I will discuss about how to perform drag and drop operation on a slider using Selenium and Java. So in the previous video, you already learned about actions class in Selenium and different actions available primarily to deal with keyboard and mouse actions with the help of the actions class. And along with also you learn how to drag and drop a element from one position to another position. So automating sliders in Selenium involves interacting with UI elements which allow user to select a value by sliding a handle along a track. This is common feature in many web applications like adjusting the volume, brightness or other settings. To automate drag and drop operation on a slider in Selenium with Java, the actions class is being utilized. This class provides method to simulate complex user interaction including mouse and keyboard actions. So what are the steps we need to perform to drag and drop on a slider using Selenium? First, we need to locate the slider element. So we need to identify the web element representing the slider handle or the draggable part of the slider using appropriate locator. It may be ID, name, CS selector, XPath, anything. After that, we need to create an object or instance of the actions class, or we need to instantiate the actions class. Create an object or instance of the actions class, passing the WebDriver instance as a parameter. This is the second step. Third step, you need to perform the drag and drop by using drag and drop by method, and at the end you need to call the perform method after calling the drag and drop by in Selenium. So what is drag and drop by method? Drag and drop by method, you need to provide argument of the element whatever you need to slide, and you need to give the x offset and y offset value. This method is commonly used for slider as it allows moving the slider by a specified offset from its current position. An element is nothing which you want to slide either vertically or horizontally. X offset, this is the horizontal distance in pixels to move the slider. So first you need to identify what pixel you want to move it, either like horizontally for the X offset part. A positive value in the X offset moves it rightward direction and negative value moves it in the left. For a vertical slider, the X offset value you can make it 0. Whereas Y offset is nothing but the vertical distance movement for the slider. A positive Y offset moves the slider down and negative Y offset moves it up. For horizontal slider, user need to give it as a 0. Okay, so this is the way you can drag and drop, or you can perform drag and drop operation on a slider in Selenium. Now let's see the implementation of the slider movement. So this is the typical website. Okay, you could see there are a lot of slider available. You can just drag and drop. So these are the horizontal slider primarily. So there are 3 slider available. One is the red color, one is the green color, and one is the blue color, right? We can slide it, and you could see automatically based on the slider, based on the contrast you are giving for the color, your color is getting changed. But you need to remember one thing, most of the slider will be there in the frame or iframe element. So before interacting with the like element or slider, right, you need to handle the frame first, because those elements are available inside the frame. So until you are handling the frame, you will not able to interact with this element. So let's see the implementation here. So I have created a new class called handle slider. Here I have created an object or instance for the WebDriver interface on the Chrome Driver class. I am trying to maximize the browser after opening it, and I am trying to load this URL. Now let's identify the slider. Okay, you could see there is reload frame is available, so definitely there is a frame available. Okay, so you could see what is the frame. Okay, how many frame is available. Either you can see what is the iframe tag. Let's copy it and press Ctrl F. You could see one frame is available. So I know that this index will be 0 because one frame available. Otherwise you can handle the frame with the help of the name or ID or any web element reference. So here class is there, you can handle it with the class reference or the indexing. So first we will handle that frame driver dot switch to dot frame. If you type, you could see either you can give the index or you can give the frame name or id as a string format. Index will be integer format, or web element reference like driver dot find element by dot any element locator and corresponding value. So here only one frame is available, so I can handle it with the index thing 0. After that I can try to identify the element. So let's inspect the slider here. Okay, so you could see this is the span available. Okay, and class is there. Okay, so what I will do, I will try to identify the parent part, right? Parent tag, which is nothing but the id equal to red. Okay, let's identify it with the help of the div tag and id equal to red. Div tag third bracket at the rate id equal to red. Okay, it's highlighting the whole element but not the slider. So what you can do, you can go to the slider, you need to go to the span, right? So here I can give slash, I can give span, so it will highlighting the red slider element. So I can create a web element first, web element, and I can give the variable name web element called red slider, and I can identify it with the help of the XPath driver dot find element by dot XPath. You can give the XPath value. So I have identified that red slider. Similarly, I can try to identify the other slider. Okay, next one is the green slider. So see what is there about the green slider. Okay, here you could see the id equal to green, otherwise the rest of the string will be still same. So I can just change it with the id equal to green, otherwise tag name is still same, and other tag inside that parent one it's span. So this is the green slider, so I can change it here, and I can change the variable name called green slider. Okay, and the last one is the blue slider. Also I can try to identify that element, blue slider. Let's see what are the attributes available. So tag name is span, but I can go with the parent tag, and I can go to the child span tag. So here id equal to blue, I can just update it here. Okay, let's take it, and here let's take it, update it to blue, and let's see whether the slider for the blue is highlighted or not. Control V here, you could see blue slider is getting highlighted. So my XPath is perfectly fine, and here I can change the variable name called blue slider. So that part is done. So right, we are locating the slider element, three slider element, with the help of the XPath. Okay, here you cannot directly identify it because id, with the help of the id you cannot identify the slider. You can just identify the parent element plus slider is inside the parent div tag. This is span tag available, and this is the slider element. So we are identifying all the three element, slider element, whatever you need to, right, make it slide in the horizontal directions. After that, what we need to do as part of second part, we need to create an object for instance of the actions class. So what we will do, we will create a object for instance of the actions class. Maybe I can give the object name as act new actions class. I need to pass the driver object as an argument in the actions class. Now what you need to do, you need to call that drag and drop by method, right, where you need to give the web element reference, x offset and y offset value. So just let's open the page again, and you could see after opening the page again, let's open it in new window. Okay, you could see automatically red axis is at the right side, so I cannot right move it in the right direction again. So I need to move it in the left direction. So what is the left direction? We can move it, if we want to move it in the left direction, so x offset value you can need to make it negative. Negative value moves it to the left. So what I will do, I will be for the red one I want to move it in the left side, so I need to give that x offset value as negative. So I'll use that object dot drag and drop by method, and here I need to give that red slider and x-axis value say minus 150 pixel, and y-axis value as 0, then dot perform. At the end, you need to call the perform method. So that is the way I want to slide the red slider to the 150 pixel left side. Okay, and after opening the page, what I can do, I can wait for some time, thread dot sleep 2 seconds, and after red slider is being handled or moved by 150 pixel to the left side, so move red slider to 150 left. Okay, then what I can do, I can go for the other slider same way. What I can do, I can this one also I can make it minus 50, maybe the green one. Okay, let's give it minus 50. Okay, move the green slider 50 pixel left, and here I can change the variable green slider, and again wait for 2 seconds. Okay, now last one I want to move it to the right side. What is the last slider? Because you already there, it is there, so I want to move it 100 pixel to the right side, blue slider. So I can change that variable to, as a blue slider, and I can give the positive value called 100 pixel. Okay, so move blue slider to 100 pixel right. So that is the way I can do the slider movement. Now let's run the code and let's see what's happening here. So it will open the page. It will go to the frame because there is only one frame available, either with the indexing of the frame or either with the frame like web element reference. Because there is no name or ID available, so only two options available to handle the frame. Either is the indexing or web element reference, because there is a class available. With that class, frame class, I can handle the frame. After that, we are identifying the three slider with the help of the XPath. We are creating object for instance for the actions class. Then we are calling the drag and drop by method. We are giving that slider element reference, and it is only left to right horizontally wise. We can just do the movement. So we are just using the x-axis, and y-axis we are making it 0. So because for the red one already the top right or already the right extreme right side, so we can make it to the left. Okay, so I have given minus 100 pixel, and for the green one is almost middle, so I am trying to make it left side movement minus 50 pixel, and the blue one already they are mostly on the left side, so I want to make it 100 pixel right side, so I have given that x-axis x offset value to 100 positive value. Now if you run the code, you can see that operation will be happening accordingly. It will open the page, it will handle the frame, identify the element. After that, like slider movement will happen for all the three slider one by one. Red one minus 100 pixels left, green one minus 50 pixel left, blue one plus 100 pixel means right side. So its operation perfectly working fine. Now if you give like 150, okay, you can give it plus 50 or you can give it minus 200. Okay, in case you are giving some value which is outside, it will throw you the error. So here it will be 200 pixel left, here it will be 50 pixel right, and here it will be 150 pixel right. Let's see, run it. Open the page. Red slider minus 200 pixel left, green slider 50 pixel right, blue slider 100 pixel right. But in case you are giving something which is outside that pixel, maybe you give 500, you could see it might throw some error because it is outside that pixel, right? Okay, it's happened, it's going to the 0. Yeah. It's happening, it's actually going to the 0. But sometime in case it's outside, it might throw some error. In case you are giving it minus 900, might be throwing error, or you can go to that extreme left or right based on the value you are giving it. Okay, you could see it is throwing the error. It is not happening for the red axis. For the red slider, you could see the error is coming as org.openqa selenium.introduction.move target out of bound exception. Move target out of bound, right? Whatever given 900, it is not able to perform it because it is outside that pixels. Maybe a maximum 500 pixels was available from the right to left, but you have given 900, which is outside that pixel. So move target out of bound exception is coming. So that is the way you can definitely calculate what pixels you want to move it left or right to left, and you can give the value. In case it's outside, it will throw you the error or exceptions. Okay. Now this is the one approach. Okay. Now I will discuss about the one more approach to do the actions. Okay. So let's go to the other page here. This one, this page. So what I can do, I no need to comment it out. That will work fine. I can go to the new website, driver.get. This is the new website, and similar way I can, if you just identify it, this slider, you can make it, right? So here I want to make one by one like that, one pixel wise. So what I can do, I can use some for loop and I can iterate it like one pixel wise like that. Okay, so let's see. You could see again there is a frame available, so I can inspect that slider. I can identify the element because there is a frame available. The slider is inside the frame, and there is only one frame might be available in the page. You could see one of one, so again I can handle again the frame with the help of that indexing or this class reference. Okay, class name. So after opening the page, I can switch to the frame, driver dot switch to dot frame. Here I can use the web element reference. Here I can give driver dot find element web element reference because class name is available, so I can use class name and I can give it so that frame will be handled. Now what we can do, we can try to identify the slider. Okay, let's give something called slider variable name only, and let's identify it. Okay, what is the slider variable? You could see again there is a deep id equal to slider, and this is again span tag, like span tag available. So I can, here I can give something called slider. Let's copy it. Okay, here give it slider, otherwise it will still work same way. Most of the time this kind of slider element will be having the same strategy. So you can press Ctrl V, you could see this slider is being highlighted. So my slider identification is perfectly fine. Now what I can do, I can just try to move it like one by one pixel wise. So I can use some for loop for integer I equal to 1, then I less than equal to say 50 pixels, I plus plus. Okay, here you can keep that variable name slider dot send keys, and here what you can do, you can use keys dot arrow right. Okay, arrow right, because you want to just go one by one right side using arrow right. So that is the way you can do it, arrow underscore right. That is the one approach also you can do it. In case vertical slider available, you can use arrow up or arrow down. Right, if you want to go from that right to left, you can use arrow left. Okay, so here we can again wait for 2 seconds after opening the page, and here also let's see. Okay, so slider movement will happen for this page one by one, like using that for loop. So it will open the page. For the first page, sliding will be happening for all the three elements, right? Red slider, green slider, and blue slider. Once it is done, it will again go to the new page. Okay, and you could see the sliding is happening one by one. Use the for loop, like so 50 will be happening 50 times, every time 1 pixel, and your arrow is going right side. So this is the also another approach. You can handle the slider if required. Okay. So with the help of the Selenium WebDriver, we can handle the slider. So what is the three approach or four step you need to follow? First, you need to identify the element. You need to create an object or instance of the actions class. You need to call that drag and drop by method, and you can give that web element reference, x offset and y offset value. Like y offset will be 0 in case it's a vertical sliding, or x axis x offset value will be 0 in case it's a horizontal sliding. And at the end, you need to call the action method to perform the sliding. Okay, so that's all from today's session, guys. Thank you.